Hello everybody, welcome to From Lane to Lane episode 3. My name is 5869, and if these aren't the two most late game oriented lineups I've seen in a long time, then I am not sure what is. Just got this one sent into our Dota 2 cast it. Pretty excited for this guy. Looked like it was pretty back and forth there. Didn't see who won. I never try to spoil that, as it does keep the game as exciting as possible. So let's just jump right down and break down some lanes. It looks like we're going to have a TA mid and a Void bot. So I was expecting this Void off lane, but it looks like this Faceless Void's going to be bottom with the Skywrath, as well as with this Gyrocopter. So a support Gyro, it seems. And I think this is the second time now I've casted a support Gyro. I hardly ever play with them or see them, but this is like 2 out of 3 games so far that I've been through. We're going to have an offlane sniper potentially. Looks like probably a dual lane with this this Gyrocopter here. And it looks like a silencer Medusa top. Support silencer, I'd imagine. Looks like he's going to go for Glaives first, so that's a little bit odd. And bot lane we're going to have, looks like Storm Spirit's going to be mid, and Venge as well as the Slark are going to be bottom here. So looks like 3 heroes from the Radiant are looking to contest the rune. Looking like the silencer's going to walk up, going to tank a little bit of damage here. Not going to be first blood material. Rocket Barrage is going to fly, but unfortunately not close enough to deal any damage here. Gyrocopter's just going to walk up there and add on another few right clicks. And it looks like Radiant going to secure both bounty runes. So nice little advantage for them early on. We'll have to see how the lanes play out. Bot lane, Slark, pretty susceptible to the harass from the Skywrath mage. And Venge, not too great at countering the harass from the Skywrath herself. So I'd say Radiant may be a little bit of an upper hand here. It's going to be tough to get kills on either lane though. Slark and Void both do have those escapes. Later on when they do want to level them. Slark did get his passive first. Void did get his time leap first there. So we'll see if anybody dies any early on here. And looks like already top lane, Silencer just going to start right clicking with his Glaives there. And actually, that's not too bad. You won't draw any aggro whenever you have a unique attack modifier like Glaives. You won't attack any aggro there. And look at that. Silencer already taking a ton of damage here. There's the Shrapnel going to go down. Is this going to be first blood? We do have a second Shrapnel charge. Potentially not going to be enough damage here. Looks like no. Silencer just barely going to get out there. And he doesn't have a salve, so unfortunate for him. He's going to have to either walk all the way home or maybe try to sap EXP. Looks like he's just going to try to walk home here. Bring up the last hit so we can keep an eye on the other lanes. Looks like mid lane, TA 3 for 1. Up against the Storm, who's 2 for 2, 3 for 3 up top on this Medusa. So she's not doing too bad. Void though, he's about 5-0. So look at this, Slark getting harassed out quite a bit here, and that's very annoying here. Void not gonna get the bash. Look at these new icons here. Pretty fancy. Looks like we're gonna have the stun out on the Skywrath, but Slark, he can't do anything. He's just now hitting level 2. So is this Void. It looks like, oh no, first hit bash. That could have been a disaster. Skywrath was level 2, maybe with an Ancient Seal there. It looks like mid lane, TA is going to post up a little bit, do some damage onto that Storm Spirit. And again, top lane, Homing Missile going to be thrown out onto this Medusa. So lots of harass left and right. No kills just yet. Slark is quite slow. We'll see if maybe Void wants to go in for another time walk. If he's watching correctly and he sees, you know, I have right clicked a few times and I haven't gotten a bash, maybe he'll look to go in. Looked like he wanted to go there. Still hasn't hit a bash, so the more he misses on not hitting a bash, the greater the chance it is. So if he holds on to one, still hasn't hit a bash. It's not the highest chance, of course. We're only looking at about 10% there, but still hasn't hit a bash. So maybe that'll be our first blood. Just a nice clean bash onto the Slark. TA not doing too poorly mid. 8 for 4 against the 7 for 4 of the Storm here, so not doing too bad there. Looks like Venge looking for a rotation here. Just going to leave the Slark alone, and he's got no more regen. He did go for the Orb of Venom as well as the Quelling Blade here instead of getting any more regen or even a Stout Shield. So a little bit of a blunder there. It looks like maybe the Silencer and the Venge are going to swap lanes or just start pulling through the jungle. Silencer is for sure. Venge not really paying attention here. Radiant does have a ward though, so Venge, if she's looking for the rotation, she's not going to get it. They already see her. She's going to eat the tree there. Mystic Snake doing quite a bit of damage here. Venge coming up from behind. Radiant has the ward here. I can't imagine they're going to get caught out. Are they not paying attention? It looks like no. Venge is just going to come up from behind. The Homing Missile is going to go on the Medusa. There's the last word. Excuse me. The Curse of the Silent. Onto the Gyrocopter. He's going to go down. So first blood, actually no first blood. The creeps are going to take the kill. At the very least, Silencer's going to secure himself 2 intelligence here. Sniper perhaps in a little bit of a pickle with no more tangles, but there's no stun nearby, and he's just going to TP out there. So nice and safe. Silencer already with that 2 stolen intelligence this early on. Kind of annoying, as Gyrocopter doesn't have the biggest mana pool. It's not too bad in terms of the abilities he's going to cast, but already starting with -2 could prove to really just snowball with that silence. Just get a lot of damage, and more importantly, take away a lot of the intelligence. It's equally as annoying. Sure, you get to hit hard, but another thing is that the enemy team is slowly getting less and less intelligence whenever they die around you. And with the Slark as well, we've got a stat-stealing lineup. You get the Venge dying, the Silencer stealing intelligence, the Slark stealing stats, and that's a lot of missed opportunity here. Silencer's going to go in, and look at the Venge coming up from behind, but unfortunately no vision. They're just going to stick on top of him and keep laying down spells. I believe she doesn't have any more refraction charges, so not going to be able to stay alive for too much longer. Storm pinging her out, saying, hey guys, she's still here. She's got a DD rune, so perhaps could pop it, Meld Strike out there, and then Meld again. Is that going to be what she's going to do? Not getting a rotation from a TP just yet here, unfortunately. Storm Spirit doesn't have any more bottle mana, so look at that. Can actually use... Oh, look at this. Homing Missile out onto the Storm, and they're actually going to have to back off, so TA going to survive here. Dire, not ready for that. And look at that. Storm's even going to eat the Homing Missile when all's said and done, so quite quiet game early on. Faceless Void, though. He's already got 31 last hits here. He's got his treads. Look, maybe to go into a Mask of Madness after this and just look to fight early. Slark ultimate. Importantly now, you can ulti through the Void Chrono, which is pretty huge, I think, as it's a lot harder to kill a Slark here. You jump in and, oh, look at this. Void just going right in here. Is he going to get a bash? It looks like no. Slark's actually going to turn around. It's stealing stats, but Void is going to die here. He's going to use the wand, but it doesn't matter even with the strength treads. He's going to go down. Void perhaps getting too aggressive for his own good, and that's already 2-0. In favor of the Dire here. Medusa top lane, not doing too poorly either. She's got her phase boots. So Dire looking to get a quick lead here. I don't want to take a look at the grass this early, but yeah, just about a 750 net worth. 400 EXP, so 500 EXP. Not too bad there. Sonic Trap almost going to get killed by the Storm earlier, it looked like there, but not too big of a deal. Look at the wards bot lane. Dire putting a lot of wards into not only the vision, but also to block the camp here. Radiant also putting in a ward top as well as on the river, so nobody really having vision of the whole map, just one side. Silencer's going to TP in here. Looks like they may want to go on the Medusa. No more mana left, so mana shield's not going to be of any use here. Top lane still getting somewhat aggressive. Last word's going to pop onto this Gyrocopter, but he's just going to use his clarity. Looking to probably buy his boots next, and it looks like this Skywrath mage maybe going to get caught out alone here. Do they have the stun range? Just barely out of range. Potentially could land a leap here. And Void, does he have all? Yeah, no, he doesn't. And it's going to be a very potent combo when both Skywrath and Void are 6. You can just use the Chronosphere. If you get 2 or more heroes, Skywrath can just blow it up with the, what's it called? The Rocket Flare. Mystic Flare, not Rocket Flare. Mystic Flare. So that'll be quite interesting to see if they'll be able to get maybe 2 or 3 kills just from one Chronosphere. A little bit of a classic team up there. Void and somebody like a Skywrath or a Witch Doctor just to blow up another hero. Look at this. Ward sitting side by side top lane. Just as I was saying that everybody only has vision of one side of the map, it's actually staying true here as Dire are going to plant both their wards about top, mid, and top. So maybe a little bit scared of how aggressive the Sniper as well as the Gyrocopter are going, but we'll see. Storm doing this this build we see. I believe it was told to be popularized by Sumail, but I know Sing Sing used to do this quite a bit as well. Just max the overload as well as the the static remnant there, so you can just farm incredibly fast, get up whatever you'd want. Maybe your Treads, your Orchid, perhaps move into something like a Sheepstick or a Bloodstone after that. Maybe get a BKB if necessary. I do think this game is not too bad of a BKB game here. I think you need at the very least a Linken's or something to prevent the Skywrath from silencing you. Linken's potentially being the best there, as the rest of the damage isn't really too much to worry about. And look at this, another gank from the Venge. There's the last word. There's the curse. Do we have a Mystic Snake? Looks like no, not enough mana, but it doesn't matter. He's dead. Storm's going to walk in with a Haste Rune. Perhaps going to look for the Gyrocopter, who's right under the tower. Storm Just giving him a little bit of a scare there. Should bottle up and take this bounty rune here. Tia gonna move into the jungle despite having a free lane there, so not being as efficient as she could be. Usually you move into the jungle if it's, you know, right pushed up behind the tower, or you're losing your lane really bad, something like that. Sniper just drawing a couple lines up top, perhaps a bit upset that he's been getting ganked so often. Medusa, is this enough damage to kill the Medusa? I don't know how many points he's got into it. It looks like it might be, actually. It's going to be close for sure. There we go, 97 HP, so that was a close one. Perhaps one more point into that would have been enough. Just getting the level 5 now, putting the third one in the rocket. But actually, here's the real story. We got a Void Chrono bot lane. Slark's going to go down. He did almost get the Void there. Looks like he did try to kill him, perhaps not expecting the Chronosphere to come up. But fortunate for him. Finally, Radiant's going to get themselves on the board. 3-1, 9 minutes in. Again, still fairly passive game. Neither team really ahead, I would say, at this point. Nobody's doing exceptionally well. Everybody's coming out fairly even. You know, yeah, sure, you've got 3 kills. You got the first blood. But that doesn't mean you're going to win the game by any means. Both teams have a ton of late game here, so Slark actually just going to start running at this Void. Not going to be able to do anything aside from that. Top lane, homing missile as well as the assassinate going to go out. Going to get canceled right after, though, so obviously not thinking they're going to get a kill there. And Slark bot going to take so much harass. Still looking to just finish his treads. If only he could finish the treads. Maybe, just maybe, he would be able to stay in lane a little bit more effectively. And look at this. Storm's pinging it out. They have got the ward. A very aggressive ward indeed. Actually, defensive ward. But not a bad pick there. Gyro's going to go down. Venge's going to get the kill. Storm's going to be there as well. So not too bad for them. Venge just saying words. Medusa still just farming up. Looking to go into perhaps the Maelstrom after the Aquila as well as the phase boots here. DD picked up on a Templar assassin, but she won't be able to kill the Storm. He's got 1,000 gold on himself. We'll see if he's looking to buy treads, or perhaps he's going for a Midas. It would be quite late. Looks like Void is going to be moving into the Mask of Madness. Going to give you a lot more kill potential with just that level 1 Chronosphere. Homing missile shot out on the Medusa. I'm not going to be able to do too much, though. It actually should get killed before I can reach her. Actually, maybe not. It is going to take a lot of mana there. 255. Going down to about 100. So about 100 mana stolen there, and that's quite annoying. Gonna have to wait for that Mystic Snake to perhaps regain some of that. Looks like last word. Gonna go on the Faceless Void here. Slark, does he want to go in? It looks like no. Void, though. He's got Chronosphere. They're gonna blow up one of these heroes almost certainly. Void perhaps getting a little bit too greedy. Looking for a 2-man Chrono, and there it is. Unfortunately, though, did catch his Skywrath, and that means that is he gonna get a kill on the Slark? No, Slark's gonna be able to ult. Skywrath's gonna throw down the Mystic Flare. Silencer's gonna live as well. So only one hero going down there. It is the Silencer. Meanwhile, top lane. Or was it top lane? Yeah, Venge did go down as well, but Void perhaps getting too greedy. Could have easily gotten a pick there on the Slark if he would have just gone for the single Chrono. Silencer still not level 6, unfortunately. Doesn't have that global. Perhaps getting too aggressive. They should have known that the Chronosphere was there. You've always got to be ready for the worst case scenario, guys. Always assume that the enemy team's got their ultimates, you know, unless maybe they used them 2 seconds ago. But if you lost track of time and you think they could have it, they most likely do. So no point in being aggressive if you can't secure the kill. Top lane, Storm's going to TP here. Does have one overload charge, and are they going to look to go on the Gyro again? They're going to look for the Sniper here. A big zip in from the Storm, a big zip in this early on at the very least. There's a couple spells from the Silencer as well as the call down. The last word and the Curse of the Silence going to be used onto this Gyrocopter, and just barely going to get out there. Did use the call down. Is this a dead Storm? Going to actually just barely get out of the slow there with whatever mana he had left to get him out of the zip. The Global Silence is going to go down. Quite a bit of damage there from just the Mystic Snake from the Medusa, so nothing in the split shot just yet. Gonna be looking to fight early on with the Mystic Snake. Does have her ultimate now, so we'll see if she's going to perhaps be moving into split shot, or maybe she's even going to max out spell shield, or excuse me, mana shield, and just go into stats. Maybe have a little bit of an awkward build like that. Can never really count anything out in a pub game. Desolator recipe on this TA. Does she have anything else? No. Looks like actually she's got one Mithril Hammer at the very least. So maybe going to have her Deso fairly soon here. Probably by about the 16, 17 minute mark, I'd imagine. Storm Spirit going to finish up his ring And that'll be moving into a Bloodstone, almost certainly. Probably just going to get the Soul Ring first and then see where he wants to go after that. 6 seconds until Chrono, but Skyrat's nowhere nearby, and they won't be able to get it killed. Does Venge have Swap? I don't believe so. Yes, she does, so she's actually level 7 here. Not doing too bad. If we take a look at the levels here, 11 on the TA, who hasn't been active, and it looks like they want to go onto this Faceless Void. He is going to use his Mask of Madness, and look at that. Is he going to be able to get out? No, Venge is caught outside the Chrono, and she's just going to throw out the stun, secure the kill, swap back, but it doesn't matter. Not enough range. Team not obviously on the same page there. Storm's going to go for a long zip here. Does still have some mana. Is going to get the slow as well as the callback there, and that's very unfortunate that he had range for the Skywrath. Almost getting away there, but the pull... a little bit too much for the Skyrath to handle there, and he's gonna go down as well as the Void. So Dire looking to extend their lead here after they got those early kills. Radiant was coming back a little bit, did get a few pickoffs here and there, but perhaps getting a little bit sloppy. This Void maybe thinking he's invincible. This Storm Spirit's gonna TP home. Just get his bottle regened up there and probably just move out to go for another gank. He's been very active. Usually when we see a build like this, we see them, you know, farming the jungle quite a bit or just farming the lane. Not too often that they get that aggressive that early on with 4 points in Overload and 4 points in a Remnant. We do have the pull, so gonna be able to secure him at least that kill on the Skywrath there. TA, meanwhile, looks like it will be around a 16-minute Desolator here, and that's gonna be very scary for the Silencer as well as the Venge here, who are a little bit squishier. Both sitting at around 800 HP. Storm Spirit as well, but he's got the zip. Medusa, she's got the mana shield. Slark sitting at around 800 HP, but he's got some pretty solid escapes as well, so it's going to be a lot scarier. And in case it wasn't obvious what this TA was going, she does have the recipe just sitting with the rest of her items. Slark looking like he wanted to go on the sniper there. Venge coming up behind again. I can't imagine how many times I've seen this wraparound this time. And look at this. Storm's going to zip in as well. There's a dead sniper. Homing missile going to go onto the Vengeful Spirit. Are they going to be able to continue here? A huge swap back onto the Gyrocopter. Global Silence going to be used as well. And that's 2 for 0. Global Silence used, but they can keep pushing whatever they've got here. We do have a Chronosphere as well as a Skywrath, but I can't imagine they'd be able to do much more outside of that. Not going to be able to get any kills here. Venge doesn't have a defensive swap, but Silencer very cheeky, pretty close there. Venge, or excuse me, Templar Assassin, looks like she did finish her Deso. We'll see if she can put that to use early on or not. It's just going to try and finish these creeps, and there's the Chrono down, but only for a Venge. Not the most effective, and is she even going to go down? Is going to get double bashed there. That's very unfortunate. Meanwhile, the Silencer's going to come up from behind. He's going to get a lot of damage onto him from the Skywrath Mage. That's going to be 2. Is it going to be 3? Is going to be 3, but not 3 for the Void. Skywrath Mage is going to secure one of those, but a 3 for 1. So Radiant coming back there. The Void just barely getting off enough damage there to kill 3 heroes. In the end, he was quite low. The lifesteal just keeping him alive for those few extra seconds. And they ended up being very important seconds for sure. Medusa does have her Maelstrom now. We'll see if she's going to move straight into the Mjolnir. Perhaps go into something like a Manta. Just do a pretty safe build, I'd say. You know, sometimes we see people going Yasha into Scotty just so they can tank up. Or even the Slasher build where you just go straight into the Rapier. Look at this. Again, Sniper looking like to be the target, but he's got his Mask of Madness. He's not going to go down. Venge, you don't got the range for that swap. Sorry. Venge sticking around. But it looks like Sniper's seen this one too many times. He'll be ready for it. He's not going to push up too much. Knows that they're missing. Still off the map there. And going to have the game quiet down a little bit. So we've caught up for the kills despite a quiet beginning. We've got about 16 kills in 17 minutes. So not too bad. Gyrocopter does have Boots Bottle. As well as a Basilius here. So a little bit of an odd build. Still has a Clarity left. TA mid. Does have the Deso still. Looks like she wanted to go there, but wasn't really paying attention to the trap right in front of her. That was the one that would pop first if you use the active here. trap, the nearest trap. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have a global silence here. Sniper is going to be going onto the silencer. Not going to be able to get the kill, though. Almost certainly. He does have another shrapnel as well as his ultimate. Maybe he will be able to get the kill here. Silencer should at least turn around for the last word. Looks like he's going to go down. Storm Spirit going to zip up and actually pass the sniper here, but he's going to go down no matter what. There's the stun. The slow coming out from the Skywrath mage here, but not going to be able to follow up too much after that. Face this void. Going to grab a bounty rune there. He's going to pick up a Maelstrom for himself here, so a couple Maelstroms this game. Slark going to be moving into the Shadow Blade, so pretty good item there. Always need an item to get into the backs, and if you can get right up close to that sniper, hit him with the Shadow Blade, just do the leap. As well as the Dark Pact, you can do a lot of damage before he can really turn and do anything to you. So not a bad idea. Perhaps Blink could have been a little bit better, but I do like Shadow Blade as well. I think they're both fairly good items. One or the other isn't necessarily better, but no issues with Shadow Blade. The only plus from Blink is that you can potentially blink out a Void Chronosphere. And speaking of Chronosphere, Venge in the wrong place at the wrong time. Homing Missile cooldown used as well there. Maybe not expecting that Void had enough damage, and you know, she would have definitely survived the Chronosphere if there was no cooldown. But actually, look at this. Papa Storm Spear coming in, but he's got no mana. Slark did finish his Shadow Blade, so nice timing for him. Who's he going to look to go on here? It looks like probably the Void, but the Skywrath's close as well, so he's maybe saying, no, I don't want to do this. Skywrath getting a little bit too far, though. There's the Dark Pact as well as the Leap. Skywrath not even going to move. He's just going to sit there, take it at face value, say, oh, well, what can you do? Silencer, meanwhile, top lane, did die to the Templar Assassin, who does have her Blink now. So like I was saying, heroes like the Silencer and the Venge without any really good escape abilities, not going to fare too well against this Desolator. They're probably just going to pop very quickly. Fortification going to be used on this top tower. You may as well throw it out, as it's going to refresh no matter what, guys. And there's the Maelstrom on the Faceless Void. Finally using that clarity is the Gyrocopter. Storm Spirit on his way to the Bloodstone, though. He's almost got it, and they're actually just going to let this Homing Missile hit him, it looks like. And that's still quite a bit of damage, guys. Homing Missile can do a lot. Storm Spirit just going to zip a little bit home there. Try to get there a bit faster here. And Medusa, looks like she is going to go straight into the Mjolnir here. So, going to be attacking quite fast. And looks like they did spot the fact that Silencer warded there around Roshan. Nobody really looking to contest Roche at any time here. It looks like Slark is going to kill the Gyrocopter. Cooldown was used. And look at this. Skywrath chasing. Perhaps not the best idea here. Slark does have a Shadow Blade, so probably could have just tried to turn the corner. Shadow Blade, get a kill onto the Skywrath, who only 796 HP. You can definitely output enough damage very quickly. You just got to be careful, though, of the Mystic Flare as well as the Ancient Seal. So, Slark not feeling comfortable there, and that's alright. No problems playing greedy. If you can play it safe, may as well. Looks like maybe he's sticking to the Venge. Do they want to smoke? No, he's just going to take the Mana Boots. Not looking to smoke or anything here. Storm Spirit gonna push out the lane. Mjolnir did get finished here. Onto this Medusa. And look at this Medusa, even with her ultimate as well as her mana shield. Look at the damage from the Meld Strike as well as the Desolator. Desolator, I do believe, applies before the hit. So the Meld Strike is going to be doing a lot of damage there. The 200 bonus damage. As well as the 7 armor reduction. Looks like Slark wants to go on to this TA. They do have the Dark Pact to get rid of the refractions. There is. Unfortunately, the Global's going to miss. They do have a Sentry this time, though. Not going to let that happen again. Venge. She's ready. Last time they got away, and it looks like they're going to keep chasing the Storm Spirit, but he should be quite alright. They are going to throw out the Shrapnel. The rest of his team behind him, though. Second Shrapnel, nicely placed, is going to hit to his zip location, but they can't chase too far after that. Last word going to be used onto the Illusion. No more spells for you, Illusion. Gyrocopter, Treads, Bottle Aquila. Do we only have one Aquila? I thought Sniper was. No, Sniper didn't finish his Aquila here. Medusa did, but that's on the other team. Does have her full Mjolnir now, so gonna be farming up a lot faster. It's gonna be a little bit scarier as well when she does pop the Stone Gaze. And again, some quiet fighting all around the map. Everybody just taking their time to farm up. A few little skirmishes here and there, but nothing too major. TA did go down. Looks like she's gonna be moving into a BKB. BKB is going to help deal with a little bit of the global silence as long as you pop it after, and the stun from the Venge as well. So not a bad item decision by any means. Looks like we're going to have a TP top from the TA. She is going to use her meld, but she's going to miss, actually. Shouldn't matter, though. Silencer should almost certainly be dead. He does use last word as well as the curse, but TA doesn't care. She's already got the damage output. Storm close behind, though. Looks like we're going to have a dominating. Gyrocopter is going to go down again. And it looks like maybe a return kill. Do we have the Chronosphere? They are going to spend the Chrono. And look at that beautiful swap out. Vengeful Spirit making the play. Is going to save her Slark. And is he going to go down? Actually, yes. Sniper able to get the assassinate off. So Venge did try for that. And obviously Slark a little bit upset. Venge did go for the play. Didn't get the full play off, though. Unfortunately, the Slark did get assassinated before he got out. He's going to be moving into the Scotty next, so he does have pretty awful stat growth. I definitely think you need a stat item, and Scotty's great for that. It's really good at fighting heroes one-on-one, which is what you do most of the time as Slark. It'll give you the move speed slow as well as the attack speed slow. So, be able to gank the sniper or gank the gyrocopter and just kill them pretty easily here. Looks like Radiant going to really pressure this mid tower. Looking to maybe even out the advantage here. They're slowly getting there. Maybe they're actually ahead, or yeah, it looks like Radiant actually about 5-6k ahead in terms of net worth, despite being 2 kills behind. And EXP as well, about the exact same here. So Storm Spirit going to move back into the jungle. Does have his Bloodstone now. Already got 8 charges on it. Do have a haste activated on the Void. Isn't going to be doing much. Just going to return back to the jungle here. Looks like he's going to be going in for a Butterfly next, so not something you see all too often. Yeah, there it is. Quarterstaff picked up now. All he needs is the Eagle Song. And that's going to be an issue for the Slark. Even the Storm here. He's going to be backtracking a lot of damage. He's got the backtrack as well as the Butterfly here, so pretty big evasion chances. Going to be very annoying. You won't be able to man fight him whatsoever. We do have a Diffusal Blade on the Sniper here, so not too often we see that. Perhaps getting it against the Medusa here, but you're not going to be burning too much mana. You're going to need a lot of attack speed items. You're going to for sure need a Mjolnir. That's going to stop at least one of the procs, so we'll see how well this Diffusal Blade pays off. I understand the thinking, but perhaps not the best, and he's actually going to finish his Aquila, but Gyrocopter's already got one, and that means they won't stack when they're together, so a little bit of misitemization there, but not too big of a deal. You can usually get away with a lot around the normal skill bracket, which is what this game is in. And there's no issues with that. There's always a lot of fun games, whether they're 3k, 5k, 7k. All that matters is the back and forth and who wins. It looks like we're going to have a TP in top lane from the Sniper. TA is already ready there. We're going to have this. The TA deny the tower, so a beautiful deny. Slark's going to go on the Sniper, but he's going to get absolutely blown up. The Templar Assassin's damage, nothing to scoff at here. Looks like the Storm going to be content with pushing mid and a nice pick off top. They denied the tower. Are we going to have the call down here? It looks like the Venge is going to begin to run away. He's going to take a lot from that homing missile, though, if nobody turns around to hit it. She's still running, unfortunately for her. She's going to take about 300 damage to something for sure. Yeah, 281, so perhaps going a little bit too far. Are they going to get the silence onto the Storm? Perhaps not paying attention. They probably could have there. Skyrath maybe thinking it was an illusion. Dire, 4 heroes sitting mid. Void is just sitting in the jungle. Almost has his Butterfly, actually. So probably looking at around a 30-minute Butterfly here. Maybe 32 minutes at the latest. Sniper just going to start pushing top Storm Spirit, though. Right behind him. And he's going to zip in. He does have the Electric Vortex. Is he going to pull him back? It looks like no. Just going to afford to zip in. And no problems with that. If you can get the kill, you can get the kill. Sniper trying to juke around, but unfortunately walking into the wrong path. Looks like he wanted to go here. And that's a dominating for the Storm, adding on to his Bloodstone, up to 9 charges now, so he's getting there. Mana regen's certainly going to be nice. TA does have her BKB as well as 1700 gold here, so maybe they'll look to fight with that. They do have a lot of Roche potential with the Meld, the Refractions, as well as the Desolator, the Void. He can sit up there and tank it with his mask as well, so we'll see if maybe one of the teams wants to look towards Roche later on. Dire does have pretty good Roshan potential as well. Only 1 point in the Wave of Terror, so not the greatest by any means. Faceless Void just going to continue to push mid. 27, just about 2,800 gold when he grabs this. And yeah, there it is, 2,839. So he's getting there. He's just under that 3,200 gold mark that you need for the Eagle Song to complete the butterfly here. And Void given a lot of space, but so is this Medusa. She's moving into the Scotty next, it seems. So maybe Dire gonna have 2 Scotties. Not necessarily the most efficient, but not the worst by any means. You can still slow 2 separate targets, but you're not going to stack attack speed slows or anything like that. Second ultimate orb picked up, so this Medusa is getting quite tanky herself here. We are going to see mid lane, Slark. Perhaps should be trying to gank. He is farming up. There's nothing wrong with farming a Slark. Sometimes people get a little bit tunnel vision and they just think they've got to gank all the time. There's nothing wrong with farming, but he could definitely probably be blowing up heroes here. Unfortunately, not the real Gyro, buddy. Getting a little bit too aggressive here. And there it is. Void's Butterfly just under the 30-minute mark here, actually. So, not too bad. Definitely going to be hitting quite hard underneath that Chronosphere, as well as quite fast with the Mask, the Maelstrom, as well as the Butterfly. So, Dire's got to be very careful of the pickoffs here. Void looking like he wants to go in. Getting very cocky with that Butterfly now, saying, hey guys, this is the time. Hopefully he's not going to get globaled though. Looks like he is going to go in. No global's going to go down, and this should be a very, very dead Storm Spirit. They do still have the Assassinate swap out, but it looks like the Assassinate, no, it's not going to land, is it? No, the homing missile though could be enough to finish him off. No, he's at about 500 HP. He should be alright, but already Venge is going to blow up. Silencer looking to follow as well, as he should get bashed up here. The chase from the TA as well, and look at that first hit bash. There's the TA with the Melt Strike. Not going to be a kill on the Storm Spirit at the very least. He does pick up a Yule Scepter. So a little bit funky build there. Maybe looking to Yule's this Faceless Void, who hasn't gone for a BKB. Perhaps if he's going to get chronoed, Yule's himself, or zip out and then Yule's the Void so he can save his teammates. But a little bit odd. He's going to have ridiculous mana regen for sure with the Bloodstone as well as the Yule Scepter. We'll see what he wants to move into next. Didn't opt for an Orchid or anything like that, so we'll see if maybe he wants to get a Sheep Stick. Would be a pretty good option. At least disable the Butterfly of the Storm at the very least there. And Storm just going to be zipping around again. He's just going to jungle. 24 mana regen at 31 minutes is definitely pretty good. Looks like Gyrocopter has a Ghost Scepter here. Maybe looking to finish an E-Blade first, which is not something we see all too often. Or perhaps he's just a little bit scared here of the Slark. And not a bad pickup by any means. We don't really see too many players picking up Ghost Scepters. And actually a fantastic item to prevent a melee or even a ranged carry from just right-clicking you down early on in a team fight. And with the low cooldown on Rocket Barrage, 5.5 seconds once it's scaled, staying alive for another few seconds is definitely matters, as Rocket Barrage does have a lot of DPS to it. Medusa just going to continue to farm out top. She's got her Scotty in about 100 gold, maybe a little bit more. So once she's got that, maybe they'll be looking to take a fight. Silencer just going to go bottom. He's looking to get a Force Staff for himself here, perhaps be a little bit more defensive. And Slark just going to eat the homing missile, but the stun not going to do very much at all. And it looks like, here we go. Chrono as well as Call-Down on 2 heroes. We'll see who the Void goes for. Look at that. Silencer's going to blow up. Slark's going to blow up. That's 2 heroes dead very quickly for the rating here. And they're just going to extend their lead. Look at that. About 10k experience. Or excuse me, 10k net worth already. 7,500 in both. So 10k net worth, 10k experience. Radiant really pushing the lead that they've got here. We do have the Scotty on Medusa. Finally, so she's going to be quite tanky if she does get caught in the Chronosphere here. And it looks like, oh no, don't get stunned. Don't get stunned again. Are we going to have to jump from the Void? He is going to Yule Scepter himself, so he's going to dodge the rocket, and he should be able to get out here. Very fortunate. Yule Scepter saving him. So, builds can always work. They may seem a little funky, but nothing wrong with that. Not something you see every day, but as we saw there, it did save him once, and if it can save you once, it can definitely save you twice, and we'll see how it works out here. Looks like the Medusa going to want to go onto this TA. She is just going to right-click her, and the slow is going to be quite significant. Global is going to be used as well as Curse. Is he going to be able to get in range for last word? Venge is there as well. She's going to throw out the Wave of Terror. Not going to be able to do much on a huge swap. That's got to be level 3. No, only level 2. Are you serious? That's huge range on level 2. Absolutely massive swap there. Must have been at the very edge. She was like here. TA was just about going down the steps there, but she probably would have died nonetheless because of the slow. And it looks like Storm going to zip in. They're going to go for the Skywrath here. And look at that. A Yule Scepter as well for the Skywrath here. It's going to prevent him from dying almost instantly, but not instantly enough. As look at that. The Void's going to go down. There's the Yule Scepter again. The Void's going to get frozen from the Stone Gaze there. Is he going to be able to get a kill? Yes, look at this. Void just manning up again. He's going to get 2 kills. There's an unstoppable streak going to the Medusa. So by no means is this game over. The Radiant perhaps throwing away a little bit too much here. Medusa's got to turn around. The Sniper's going to continue to give chase. Homing Missile is going to be there, and I believe Medusa may die if they want to chase. Sniper's going to keep going. He does have Phase Boots and the Mask of Madness as well as the Assassinate. He's going to pop the Phase Boots in the Mask. So there it is. The headshot going to slow her, and this is going to be a massive damage rocket, about 300. There it is, 345, and Sniper's right up against him. So a 2 for 3 trade there, I believe. Actually, the Void got quite a few kills, but they had already respawned. So when all's said and done, it looks like the fight recap not going to show back far enough. But Radiant is going to lose a little bit of their advantage there. Drop it back down to 10,000. And look at this. Here we go. They may go for it again as this Storm Spirit just so aggressive. He is going to get a kill on the Sniper. The Venge is going to force staff in. Get the stun. Still has a lot of damage here. Can't swap if they need it. But it looks like no. Storm's just going to zip in. And with the last right click, he's going to finish off the gyro, and this game's starting to get a little bit aggressive now. 42 kills, 35 minutes into the game. Still have quite a few towers remaining, so nobody's at risk of losing it outright anytime soon here. And pretty good game so far. We do have a level 22 TA, so not doing too bad. We'll take a look at the last hits, maybe get a little bit of an idea of the farming here. And look at this. TA and the Void just barely under the Medusa. So they're keeping up quite well, despite Medusa having the split shot. The Void was in the jungle all game, so we'll give him that. He does finish up the Mjolnir as well, so just going to be hitting even that much faster, that much harder. We'll see what he wants to move into next. Perhaps going to go for an Egnum Scepter, perhaps a BKB. Really, any item choice at this point is a pretty easy choice. Perhaps an MKB here. They don't have any evasion, but the mini bash is always pretty solid physical damage, and definitely going to work well if enemy heroes have the Desolation, the armor reduction on them. So Void and Silencer both just jungling pretty close to each other. No wards for either of them to see, but if Void jumps to the small camp here, looks like he may want to go to the river. Is he going to go to the small camp? No, just going to walk around. Select finally finishing up his Scotty, so he's quite tanky as well, about 2,000 HP. So maybe won't get blown up so easily the next team fight. TA going to move into Roshan though, and look at the damage. Storm's actually going to zip in. He's going to use the Electric Vortex. Shrapnel's going to go down as well, and Storm's going to take a lot of damage. The Silence is there. Yule Scepter though, perhaps saving him. Who's the Slark going to go on? Looks like the Sniper. The Medusa's going to use the Stone Gaze. The Sniper's going to blow up a little bit of damage from the ult there of the Storm, or excuse me, of the Skywrath onto this Slark, but it doesn't matter. The cooldown's going to go on to the Medusa. They do have a swap. Chrono isn't going to go down. He's still got it. So he could look to Chrono here. Looks like he is going to Chrono the TA anyways. Doesn't really care that she's in there. And it looks like he is going to go down. There's the Curse of the Silent. So could Void actually die here? He's going to get left off from Slark. And look at that. He's just going to blow up here. Looks like TA's not done though. She wants to go onto this. Wow, look at that. Double kill for the Slark here. And it looks like TA's going to secure a kill as well. And it looks like the Slark's going to keep going on the Skywrath. There's the slow. The missile doing a lot there. The homing missile. And look at that. Is Slark going to go down here? He does have a leap. Slark barely surviving there. Oh no, he's going to go down to the TA. So a 4 for 4 trade on both sides there. Storm Spirit, I believe he actually died there. Yes, he did. So actually a 5 for 4 trade. Yeah, there it is. So TA cleaning up the Slark at the very end there. Not too bad. She's going to get a butterfly of her own here. It looks like, I can't imagine what else. I'm not going to think she's going to go into an Orchid or anything. She did finish up the Manta. Storm looks like he's going to go into the Yules, or not the Yules, sorry, the Lincoln Sphere. Doesn't want that silence on him, but could even be going into a Sheep Six Hill. Definitely a possibility.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Ben's just going to push out bot, throw down a little bit of a howl. Wave of Terror. Once it's level 4, the armor reduction is pretty good there. 6 armor reduction, definitely not bad.
Blessings.
Just under the armor reduction of a medallion. So when you've got a lot of physical damage from the Slark, from the Medusa, as well as the Medusa's ult bumping it up, definitely a little bit scary. Sniper just going to look to right click this Storm Spirit. Got a lot of S heroes this game. So excuse me if I tumble over my words a little bit, but a lot to keep up with. 26-25, 38 minutes in, so 50 kills at about the 40-minute mark. Not too bad. Been somewhat back and forth for sure, although the Radiant's been containing whatever lead they have, and it looks like Storm, you're a little bit too far, buddy. He is going to use the Yule, should be able to zip out here, and it looks like that's what he's going to do. But not before Medusa comes in. The global, though, unfortunately, the Faceless Void's going to blink right into the global. Is he going to be able to get the... Oh, there it is. The Chrono's just barely going to go off. Surviving through that and actually going to get swapped out here from this bench. So not a bad idea. I do see where she's coming from. Is going to secure the kill onto the Void, but it looks like 3 already down. Slark's going to go down as well. There's a 4-for-1 so far, and Silencer's all the way up top lane. So 4-for-1 is what it's going to be, and they're going to look to get a Roshan after this as well. Perhaps a bottom tower. So Radiant still extending their advantage. Dire getting a little bit too greedy. Medusa looks like she's going to move into the MKB to help deal with at least the butterfly. Won't be able to get rid of the backtrack as that isn't canceled out by the MKB. It's going to help deal with the Templar Assassin as well, who does almost have the butterfly on her own there. I believe the other piece might be on the courier. Both pieces actually. So she does have the butterfly finish as well as 1,200 gold. So the Radiant side definitely with the net worth advantage, already above 10k, just about 11 there. And XP not as much, but definitely scary. Look at this TA. She's already hitting so hard here. And maybe this is going to be have to turn into a rapier, as the Medusa is going to be looking to output a lot more damage. And there's this Shadow Blade on the Gyrocopter, maybe paying a little bit too much attention to the Valve build, or maybe just kind of playing a little bit goofy because they know they're ahead. But Radiant coming back from the early game deficit they did have. They gave up first blood, and I believe it was 3 kills before the first was claimed on their side. So coming back from it, we'll see how this pans out here. As Silencer just going to look to jungle up. Does have his knowledge, 4 staff, as well as about 1,800 gold here once this creep is dead. Yeah, there it is, 1786. So we'll see what he wants to spend that on. Maybe going to move into an Aghanim Scepter. Perhaps a Sheepstick of his own if he can save up enough until that time. And Atos wouldn't be too bad either. Kite around the Void after Chronosphere is used. Sniper going to get a Manta Style here, and he's going to be outputting quite a bit of damage. So that's definitely going to help with the Diffusal Blade here. The illusions do get the Diffusal damage as well. So, or the Diffusal Mana Burn, excuse me. So definitely a good item decision there. Sniper just going to Mask of Madness, move towards mid. And there was a time when you wouldn't have been able to have a Mask of Madness and a Diffusal, but Valve buffing Diffusal a little bit, not making it a unique attack modifier. And I do think that's made Naga so much stronger. I'm surprised nobody's really been playing Naga. I mean, there definitely are the reasons that they don't want to, but a Diffusal Scotty Naga is so hard to deal with. You just make your illusions, you send them each at a support, and the supports almost always die once you've got the Scotty and the Diffusal in every team fight. And then you can just fight with the rest of your team, concentrate more so on your songs. Looks like Silencer going to be moving into a refresher, I'd imagine. If this is going to be an Orchid, it's going to be quite a late one. It's already 42 minutes. This game's just flown by so far. It's flowed very well. It hasn't been super action-packed, but the fights have been spread out enough to keep the game going for sure. TA is going to blink up, hit some creeps here. Storm Spirit going to go high ground, and it is going to be the cheap stick here, so definitely a good option. TA saying, yeah, you better run. And look at this. Storm doing the opposite. He's going to try and turn around the sniper. Be careful, Storm. Your mana pool isn't the largest, especially when you've got a couple illusions breaking down. And then TA with the damage. Global Silence is going to go out. TA can't follow up too much. There's the BKB. Desolator not doing too much damage just yet. Looking like they want to blow up the Slark, but they don't have any true sight. So a wasted BKB on the side of the TA here. We'll see if the Void Chrono is able to pick up a little bit off that unfortunate BKB. He is invis. Just outside of tower range, I believe. Homing Missile. Going to be thrown out here. And Void In a good position to get a 3-hero chrono right there. They're so close, Void. Playing with my emotions. Look at this. TA's just going to blink in. There's Venge down. Void's in the back. He's going to get a double chrono there. Silencer as well as the Medusa are going to get the call down chrono. Venge is going to absolutely blow up. Medusa is going to blow up here. I wouldn't say the Skywrath is far behind though, as the Storm Spirit not doing too bad here. Silencer is going to go down. There's a double kill for the Slark. Void's going to keep chasing the Slark. It is a 3 for 2 right now. Slark can still leap there, so a nice leap to survive a little bit. Is going to be able to get rid of that stun there almost instantly, and that was a perfect Dark Pack to get rid of the stun. Void's going to keep chasing, but with the Shadow Blades, they're not going to be able to get much more, so a 3 for 2, despite being quite far ahead. Medusa did go down, is going to be moving into the MKB, and look at that. They're going to go into the Gyrocopter. Does have his Ghost Scepter, not going to be able to use it. Does try to use the Shadow Blade there, and it looks like the Void, perhaps he's going to go down here. Slark going to have to leap away from this TA, who again has a ton of damage here, and she's just going to stay up close. Slark going to regen up a bit, and he's going to look to go back in. Going to use the Dark Pack. TA is going to blink out though, and Void and TA just going to back after that, as Void's quite low. He doesn't want to keep going. He's got 3.6k. And look at that. Slark picking up an MKB as well, so he'll be able to get through the Butterfly from the Void as well as from the Templar Assassin. Again, not going to be able to deal with the backtrack, as unfortunately can't get rid of that backtrack ever. But that's what makes Void Void, right guys? When you go to Finger or Laguna Blade him, just backtracks it. And he's going to be moving into a Heart, so he's going to be quite tanky with the Butterfly as well as the Heart. Even if you don't have the evasion because of the MKBs, you still have 17 armor thanks to the Butterfly here. He's got his Strength Treads on as well, so Sniper is going to buy into his Diffusal Blade for the second time. Just going to increase the intelligence as well as the agility. And guys, it's actually huge. 15 agility and 4 intelligence for about 1,000 gold, I believe it is, or 900, something like that, is absolutely huge. Such a good upgrade. Just so cost effective. Look at this. Storm's going to go right in on the Sniper. He does try to Manta, but it doesn't matter. There's the slow going on the Storm. Not going to hit. He is going to zip out before that. Slark close behind, though. Does have a Shadow Blade in about 4 seconds. Is going to leap across the lake, but nope. Not going to get it, unfortunately, here. And Gyrocopter with his Shadow Blade as well as his call down. Not going to be all too effective. Medusa does have the MKB and about 80 gold there. Didn't sell her Ring of Aquila. Slark just going to farm up mid. Roshan going to be up in a few minutes still. Void almost having the Heart. Only needs 100 gold at this point. Or excuse me, 1,000 gold. Not 100 gold. That'd be way closer. Only needs about 1,000 gold. So maybe off of the next team fight. 46 minutes in. 33 to 29. Still a pretty eventful game. We'll see. This next team fight is certainly going to predict the outcome of this game. If Radiant wins, they'll definitely be able to push into a tower here. Or potentially a Rax. At the very least. Just one Rax. But if Dire plays this well, they may be able to start mounting a comeback. Can definitely never count the opposite team out. We've seen professional teams come back. And in this series, we often see pub teams coming back. So not saying it's going to happen. Looks like the Storm's going to go right in onto the Sniper. There's the Hex. The homing missile's going to go down. There's the Global. This BKB from the Templar Assassin not going to help too much as he global before that. Or after that, excuse me. And it looks like the Sniper's going to blow up almost instantly. Gyro's going to go down as well here. It looks like it's going to Shadow Blade and just barely get out. There's the Chrono. The Slark's going to go down. Call down on 2. Medusa's still alive. There's the swap out on the Void. Looks like he's just still going to be able to get a lot of damage. This Venge is going to go down as well. And it looks like maybe the Radiant going to be closing it out soon. Storm's going to go in, but not sure why. He's going to go down as well. Feeding a death there. Not the most useful thing. Slark's going to spend the buyback. Storm is, or excuse me, Skywrath is low. Slark's just going to walk right past the TA. Going to go for this Gyrocopter. Not going to keep chasing for the Skywrath. They're going to go on the Silencer, but he's going to be able to get in base here. And no, he's going to go down anyways to the Templar Assassin, who's going to get a triple kill. But can't Slark kill her? Doesn't have the MKB, but an ultra kill for this Templar Assassin. She's got so much freaking damage. Desolator, Boots of Travel, Butterfly. That's a Rax. 5 heroes down from the Dire. And can they look to come back from this? It's certainly going to be a mountain to climb, as they're already at about a 20k deficit, actually 21,000 deficit. Only 4,000 XP earned, but still a 20,000 net worth deficit when you've got heroes like a sniper, like a TA, like a void. Certainly difficult to come back from. And if there's any way to come back from it, it's definitely the rapier, guys. You got a Medusa. That's got to be the plan here on the side of the Dire. Only one rock's down, so not too far behind. Mid tower still at about 3/4 HP, so I'm not too scared about that either just yet. But this TA just hits so fast, so hard. Almost hitting before her first projectile even lands. Still a little bit on Roshan there. TA just kind of return home, and things are going to quiet down now, which no problem with that. This is one of the more relaxing from lane to lanes I've casted, I must say. The other two, the first two episodes were absolutely back and forth, just fantastic games. If you haven't watched those out, I definitely encourage you to check them out, as they were both great games. I believe one of them was about a 5.2k European game, and the other was, I think, around a 3.5k North American game. And look at that, Void's gonna jump in right on the Medusa. She is very tanky with the mana shield, so I don't know if they can get the kill here. There is a swap as well. Calldown's gonna be used. They are gonna use the global silence. Medusa is gonna use the stone gaze. They're not gonna chase too much after that. Maybe not though. The TA is looking for blood. She's got the blink as well as the BKB. Homing missile still going on the Medusa. Nobody right clicking it. Medusa's gonna eat the homing missile at face value. She's gonna be stunned for a little bit here, but they're not gonna jump past the creep wave. They're just gonna look to push mid, as they don't have a global and they don't have a stone gaze either. So going to be a very difficult defense here for the side of the Dire. Let's see if they can do it here. Maybe with a nice jump in from the Storm and the Slark, as well as a swap out. And there's the E-Blade on the Gyrocopter. So, going to be E-Blading. I'd imagine the Slark, although he can get rid of it. So, maybe not. Going to be E-Blading the Medusa here. Would probably be the best target. It's not for the damage, but it doesn't matter. We're going to get a swap in onto the Void. He's going to get sheeped up, and he's too far behind for his team to help out. He's going to blow up almost instantly. The Void's going to go down. There's the Storm Spirit claiming it. Calldown going to be used, and is this Gyrocopter a little bit too far, and he's just going to Shadow Blade, and he should be able to get out. So, Vengeful Spirit, definitely a playmaker here. Look who's jumping in again. Storm Spirit does still have 5 charges on his Bloodstone. Yule Scepter up onto the Sniper. Does have the Electric Vortex. Not sure which one. Unfortunately, uses it onto the Illusion, and he's going to blow up almost instantly there. The Silence, and the Slark's going to come back. He's going to finish off the Sniper there. But the damage, the silence as well as the damage from this TA. And look at that. TA's going to go into the Slark. He's going to go down as well. Going to use the Mjolnir active on himself. There's the E-Blade on the Medusa. Not able to do much more after that. She's going to need a homing missile as well as the silence. The slow too. So we'll see. TA's going to blink back up. Going to go into this Medusa, but she's still so tanky. There's the, there's the Stone Gaze. TA's going to go down as well. There's a Godlike going on to the Silencer. And that's 3 for 2 when all's said and done on the team of Radiant. Giving up 3 kills. Perhaps a little bit too much there, as that was a Godlike as well. Gyrocopter, thankfully, has a haste rune. He'll be able to get away here. And it looks like Medusa saying, hey guys, time for a Roshan. He is up. Gyrocopter coming back in. Be careful, buddy. Oh no. Silencer, buddy. This is not the item. The Orchid not going to help out against too much. Maybe, though. We don't have a BKB on the Sniper. We don't have a BKB on the Void. Don't really have any BKBs other than on the TA, so maybe not the worst pickup. The silence isn't too bad. A 5-second silence definitely isn't something to scoff at, but the damage not going to be very effective this late on now. The bonus damage, and we'll see if Orchid can be effective. Usually an earlier game item, and look at that AC on the TA. We'll see what she wants to give up here. I'd imagine it would be the blink, but that's going to mean that she doesn't have much chase potential other than the traps here. Void is going to continue to push mid. Still just with his heart and his butterfly. He's actually going to get a BKB himself, so the Hex not going to be as useful as it is 52 minutes, and a BKB is going to be an 11-second BKB. Or 10 seconds, whatever it is. And there's the dust onto the Gyro. Wrong place, wrong time, buddy. They are going to use just about everything except for global on that kill. So a nice pick, and they're saying, hey guys, time to go for Roshan. They're 1 hero down. Gyrocopter can't do anything. TA's all the way at home. She does have Boots of Travel. Did get rid of the blink there, so she's going to be dealing a lot of damage if she can get on top of you. But it looks like the Dire can finish up this Roshan before the Radiant can get there. Void close enough. Maybe he's saying he wants to go in alone to steal the Aegis. If he steals the Aegis, he's got the slot open. Not close enough, though. Maybe he's going to go in after it goes down. It looks like no. He's just going to sit there staring at the cliff. Not going to do too much after that. Pretty short there. Just about the height of those stairs, so... Kind of a small model on Faceless Void there. We are going to have the trap land onto the silencer, but without the Blink Dagger, TA not going to be able to push up, but look at the armor. 38 armor on this TA. So tanky. As well as the negative armor. The -7 from Deso and the -5 from AC. Quite a bit of armor reduction, so... Going to be even scarier now. Sure, she doesn't have the chase, but she's definitely got the DPS to make up for it here, and... Radiant just going to be content with pushing mid here. They do have the Aegis on the side of the Dire here. Do they want to maybe get the Rapier on the Medusa with that Aegis? So that would be a good plan for sure. Slark going to ultimate out as he is a little bit afraid. Does have the ward there to see the Void, so maybe he looked like the Void was going to jump in. But Medusa looking like she wants to bait it. Going to get a lot of gold there. Oh yeah, let's get those last hits. That's always fun to see. You always know that feeling, walking up to a lane, maybe it's after like a team fight or something, or maybe you died, but you see the lane pushing in like this one right here, although it is mega creeps, but you see the lane pushing in and you just think to yourself, oh man, I'm TPing into that lane, I'm getting all that farm. And look at this, here we go. She's actually going to go for the butterfly, so no problems with that. Definitely not in Rapier territory just yet. I mean, you can get a Rapier whenever, but... Not in 2 racks down, kind of dire straits. Oh no, we need a Rapier if we want to end this game for sure. DD on the TA. Can they get anything with it? I don't think so. They're just going to farm. Smoke up from the silencer, guys. I love this. Nobody uses smokes enough. Not even at the like 4K, even sometimes 5K level. Nobody uses freaking smokes. And if they can get some kills, they're pinging out the gyro. So perhaps they can get a kill on the gyro here. Look at that. Storm's just going to zip right in, but unfortunately they don't have true sight. There's the Chrono from the Void. Actually going to latch on 2 call down. He's going to blow up the silencer. Unless the silencer can get swapped out. Maybe no, it doesn't even matter. Silencer's going to stay alive. Slark's going to go here. There's the global silence as well. And a pick. A nice pick. And it looks like Storm's going to go in again. He's going to get the sheep off. He's going to get silenced up, though, so perhaps getting too far. TA just blowing him up there. She's going to BKB. Start moving on to the Medusa. Maybe going to run away. Changing her mind. Yule Scepter onto the Slark. Meanwhile, Vengeful Spirit in the background is going to use the Wave of Terror. But look at this Medusa just absolutely melting. Still has the Aegis. Swap down onto the Sniper. He's going to go down to the split shot. This TA is going to go down as well. She's going to die. And they've still got the Aegis. They're going to push mid. TA with the buyback. Gyrocopter and the Skywrath just barely going to survive there. And Dire looked like the team fight was not going to go their way for a little bit there. But it turns out that I was wrong, as they're going to absolutely crush it. And they're going to continue on here. The TA is going to have to buy back, but doesn't matter. They've still got a full HP Medusa with the mana shield. She doesn't have a blink in to chase anybody or just run in and blink kill the Slark here. Medusa, look at the damage onto this tower. Looks like the global is going to be used, the cooldown, excuse me. TA is going to start moving on to the Medusa, who's a little bit too far up, but it doesn't matter. She just hit so hard. Skyrat's going to go down. There's the dust. TA is going to go down. Radiant, what are you doing? You're throwing away the lead you had. It's this game. TA's down for 114. Sniper's down for 40. Medusa's pinging it out saying, guys, we got to end the game. We got to end the game right now. Vengeful Spirit saying, what a support. 57 minutes in. 84 kills. There's the fortification. Void's up in 8 seconds. Can he look to get a kill? Maybe they have to turn around. Perhaps Void can get a couple kills here, and I think he can. So Dire, you got to be careful, guys. The Chrono, as well as the Void, if he's going to go in for something, it's got to be right now. Global TP in from the Storm Spirit, though. And is this the end? They don't have a Fortify. Radiant, there's the swap in on, and as well as the Sheep Stick. The Void's going to go down. This is it. Radiant's got no hope anymore. Sniper's the only one alive. Dire's going to close it out. And what a fantastic game that was. Dire coming back. The graph at the very end. Look at the drop. Radiant still with the lead, but it doesn't matter. Net worth means nothing. Throne means everything. What a fantastic game. Not even kill heavy on the side of the Dire. But that's all it takes. 57 minutes into the game. If you're caught without buybacks, That's what happens. And guys, thank you so much for watching. There's some more info at the end of this video on how you can submit to me your games, as well as my other series, so please do check it out. Thanks again for the person who submitted this to Dota 2 Cast It. What a great game. Take it easy, guys. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to check out some of my other videos. I have my series From Lane to Lane where I just cast some everyday pubs that you guys send me. I also do some more professional pubs like games from Koikva, Miracle, whoever I can get my hands on from Dota Buff. I have a learning series as well, so feel free to check that out. There's some more info in the description as well as some videos linked in the annotations at the end here. Thanks a lot.